Right, well, as I said, so that's now we got those mocked up. And what we're going to do now is, remember I said don't commit to banging this in, because you know you might want to change something up or whatever. And the reason why I said don't commit is because we want to take the levers off is what I want to do. So let us get these back off. So we can get the levers changed over is what we're going to do, you know. That's one off. That one's the left, and that's two off. And two is the right. Two is fading me. She's fading me, so she is. You know, see, she's been committed, you see, that's the problem. Two was committed. So now what's going to happen is if I unscrew this completely, the cone is going to fall off in there. But I might be able to go, I should be able to get it out, like, surely. What are we? Tappy. No, it's not going to do it, unfortunately. Tappy is not going to do it. I'm leaving it. I've made an executive decision. I'm going to leave it. Screw it back in. It's okay hanging. It's fine hanging. We can do hanging. We can work with that. So we can. So now brake. Let's see. Let's tidy up a wee bit here. Get rid of all that excess rubber from the hand grips. Make a bit of room because I need to show you the brake, because I suppose it's just as important to those people, those novices like myself. It's just as important to us. It's the wee things that matter. It's the wee things that nobody tells you about. You know, you're sort of looking, going, how did he do that? How did that happen? How did he do that? And nobody ever tells you. So that is what I am doing. That is my remit. My remit is to show you the wee tiny bits that people don't show. So, clutch lever, which I'm not doing first anyway, but clutch cable leads into here. Underneath there we can see the wee nib, but more importantly there's the nut to take the clutch lever off. Underneath there's a nut as well. Surprise. Most people think that this is the nut, but there's actually two. There's two nuts. Okay, clutch cable, untighten. Release it a wee bit. If you're uncomfortable with the clutch, maybe count how many turns. If you look on the clutch thing here, there's a wee gash there as well to fit the cable on. So you can maybe count, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough to be able to get the clutch lever off. Undo the wee knob, wee niblet, whatever you want to call it, tang, tab, you know, doofer, whatever. for that to come out. But anyway, we're going to do the easy one first. I'm going to say easy. It's still, so if you look here, brake lever, and there's a wee screw on here with a wee nut, and if you look here, there's a wee screw with a wee nut. So that's for your brake switch. So inside here, there's a wee don't know, what would you call it? A tab, a nut, a nibble, a niblet, a doofer, and it sticks out. So this screw is unscrewed enough that your brake light's not going to stay on whilst it's sitting here. It's only going to come on when you push it in. This screw on this one has been screwed tight, closed, so I might need to open this up again to accommodate how far the wee tab nibble noblet comes out. Okay, but again, same principle, nut on top, nut on bottom, lever comes off. So really simple thing. I'm going to set you over here, and hopefully you can see what I'm going to do. But my big beak might get in the way. So, but hey ho, that's life. Don't start singing. Okay, so span oars. There's a one span oar. We need another span oar. That's too big of a span oar. And that's too small of a span oar. No, it's not. There you go. Span oar, span oar. Crack this bad boy open. If in fact she is holding at the bottom of it, I don't know if that's holding it. There we go. That's her now. I knew that wasn't doing anything at the bottom there for whatever reason. My span oar doesn't fit. So what we'll do is we'll just use the one spanner. We should be able to use the one spanner. Because this is threaded anyway. So it is, this top one's threaded through, halfway through. I'll show you that in a minute. So I'll do this nut. Take it off. Is there any washers on that? No, there's not. So we'll set that down and see, this bolt doesn't push out because it's threaded. So we'll take this one off now. Undo, undo, undo. I should get them ratchet and spanner, shouldn't I? You know, and then job's a good one. Instead of having to take it off, put it on, take it off. Well, I've got to be shouting, going, get an impact driver! Get an impact driver onto that. I'm too nervous. I'm too nervous to put impact drivers on in case I do damage to something I'm not supposed to do damage to. So there we go, nut out and cable off. There is a spring on the back of this, so be careful you don't lose that wee spring. Okay, that wee spring in theory should fit in the other lever. Okay, and it does. So the other lever has the exact same hole, and so it should, because it's off a virago, the same as this is off a virago. Okay, so it should. It's only a matter of removing that spring, putting that spring in a new one. And if you look at what I was telling you there about the screws, one's slightly shorter than the other, so the new one needs to be shortened down the same length for that, do not activate the brake light until you want to actually put your brake in. Okay, so it's as easy as that. Alrighty, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unscrew this a wee bit now that I've got it out, so don't forget. Star head screwdriver. Actually it's actually a JIS, so it is. So make sure you get your JIS screwdrivers. Sorry about that, people, nearly sold you a stud. So we're going to round this out. The nut is coming along with it. So what we'll do is, once we round it as far as we want it, then that nut is going to get tightened back up in to hold the screw in place. So I've got a wee bit of a guide with this one, so I can see, yeah, that's round about, you know, we're near there. We're near there. Another wee turn and a half, turn and a quarter. So, you know, I'm going to go with that, and then any final adjustments that needs doing, I can do that at a later date. So whilst holding your JIS screwdriver in place, get your spanner and tighten that up. And of course it's not letting me because it's old. It's an old one. So I'm going to do it the opposite way then. Get the screwdriver in, crack that loose. Come on, Betsy. There we go. She's cracked loose. Happy days. So now I can put it where I want it, and then that nut can be adjusted to accommodate. Hate them wee lads on them things. Okay, so we're thereabouts for that anyway. So next is reinstalling said cable or lever. So what I'll do is I'll give the bolt a wee bit of a clean, get some brake cleaner, contact cleaner, whatever on that, give it a clean up, and then we'll put a wee bit of grease on that as well, and that'll prevent any future, well, it'll just elongate its life, I suppose, where you don't need to clean it as much. So carb cleaner. I need a bigger space to work in. Carb cleaner and said nut. Clean all the gunk off it. As much as you can. And it probably doesn't look that much different to use, but I can see the difference with the naked eye. And while I'm here, I'm going to do the spring as well, just with the residue that's on the paper towel. I'm not going to spray any contact cleaner on the spring. Okay, and also it does no harm to give, you know, the actual lever itself a wee bit of a clean before you put it on. Everything, it's always good to clean everything before you put it back on. Nice new lever, nice new nut on it, whatnot, spring. Okay, so spring into said lever. Okay. And we're going to be disturbed in a minute. I'm going to have to start shouting because the washing machine is now starting to spin. It's going to do my head in. But we don't care, do we? Because I'm not the only one out there that's got a wife who does her washing whenever you're doing stuff. So, grease, pen, not on the thread, only on the stalk. Okay. That keeps the water at bay for as long as, you know, as long as you maintain it, I suppose. Now, let's fit this bad boy. So, in reverse. Start again, in reverse. Actually, you know, I'm gonna actually clean that actually because that's quite dirty too. So, before we do anything, give that a wee blast, not much, just a wee blast. Just to give that a bit of a clean. It looks a wee bit gunky in there. Okay. I do know I'm putting a wee bit of grease in here as well to stop any sort of water retention or anything as well, but that's getting too technical for me, you know. I just get it done. Get it done. So here we go. Take 5. Lever in. Check for that spring, make sure it goes where it's meant to go to. Get in there, spring. It's gonna end up bloody springing out on me here in a minute. Hang on, they set this nut down. I need 2 hands for this. Look, I'm all, it's like bloody, what do you call that game? Twister. It's a wee bit like Twister, isn't it? So, give us a small Allen key. And I'm going to put this spring in where it's meant to go first, and then attach hopefully that's going to work. Is that going to work? No, you're not going to work like that. I don't think it is going to work like that. Okay, back to square one. Spring all loaded. There we go. That's her now, not you now. Not you now. Get that nut. Excuse me, people. Get that nut in. Now that it's on. Get the nut in. Where's my spanner? Get this nut on first. Get the rats in the spanner out. Maybe it would have been better me using socket set maybe. Oh, would that have been a better choice of apparatus? Quite possibly. But by the time we get to the end of these videos, you're going to know one thing about me, and that is, number one, I'm a novice. So I'm still learning myself, and number two, as a very intelligent guy said to me once, a job that's worth doing once is worth doing twice or 3 times, or maybe even 4. I don't know, I can't remember. I can't remember whether it was once, twice, 4 times. I don't know. Right, excess grease off, please. We don't want excess grease. And we'll button this down. Now that it's in place, we can go ahead and go to town with the spanner with 2 hands instead of 1. Happy days. Snug, don't over tighten, just snug. You know, you don't need to do foot pounds or anything like that, but snug. Okay, leave these tassels and soaking in this stuff to try and loosen them up, and I put them in cable ties to try and hold them in the position that you're wanting them to eventually stay in. So there we go. Tips and tricks, people. Tips and tricks. So nut underneath needs to be put on. And then tighten the bad boy up. And again, snug. You don't want to over tighten anything really. On your bike, never over tighten anything. So round 2. Round 2, clutch cable. So what do I need? I need spin oar. I need 2 spin oars. No, I don't only need 1. That's all I need. 1 spanner, because I'm hardcore. So first things first, nut underneath, loosen. One nut loosened. Right, so now this one, I'm just going to loosen this a wee tiny bit, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the clutch lever itself. I'm going to loosen this up a bit. Because I'll not be able to do it once I loosen it up, you know. So let's have a look and see what I've got. Where is my pliers? Did I not have? Somebody been in my toolbox and stole. Whoa! That was close, wasn't it? That was a close call, people. You're away. Don't know. I'll try these ones as well. There should be. They might do. There we go. Loosen 1, 2, 3, 4. Try it at that. Okay, so now I take this out. Uno a bolto. I'm going to clean this other one first whilst I'm over here before I take this one off completely. I'm going to give this a wee bit of a clean. I mean, it is clean actually, to be fair. Okay. Clean. I'm going to bring the grease over with me. and I suppose cleaner just in case I need it. So it's always at hand, always have it sitting at hand. That's where you need it, you always need it at hand. Okay, so clutch. Clutch out as far as we can get it anyway. I'll maybe bring you over, maybe. I'd like to see this bit. That's the important bit. So I've taken the top nut off, I've loosened this up. So now the clutch is fully detached from. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the wee tab on there, so I'm just going to twist the clutch lever around so I can get at that wee pin, and then that wee tab is going to come out. It's hard with one hand, take one out, take one out, and there we go. That's alright. Okay, so putting a new one in is basically the same in reverse, but again we're going to put some grease on this bad boy here. Okay, some grease on our nut. And I think it's going to be a good idea for me to do this with two hands. So I'm going to set you down here, and you can see me here. So I'm just going to do everything in reverse. Okay, so I'm going to put the tab up and in first. Make sure it's all lined up where it's meant to go. And that clutch cable is going to go through there. That's round there, and there we go. And get that nut in to secure it in place. Okay, secure that bad boy in there. Okay, nut on the bottom. Clean off excess grease. I'm taking this nut over the bottom. And what's going to happen to this one is we're going to get this so tight, and then the top one's going to want to spin on me, I think, maybe. No, snug. That's her. Okay, now tighten, said clutch tab in place. That's us. Again, don't over tighten. And there we go. Clutch lever in place with tassels, because we like tassels. Brings me back to my youth. So it does. Ready ho! Okay, then what we can do is bring up our blinkers and tighten it down again, because that's pretty much where, apart from lining the blinker up or indicator, apart from lining that up at a later date. And then we can pretty much tighten these up now, because now we've got the levers on. That was the important thing to do there. And again, snug. After you drop your stuff 20 times, just snug is all we're wanting. Just snug. Snug, that's her. She's snug. Bit of cloth. I don't want it dirty. Don't dirty them. Keep them nice. So now we are left in a quandary with this other one that has got an issue with going in. So my advice would be get a hammer it in. Okay, but I might need to come around, so I'm coming around. There we go. In like a boss. Okay, so give me the other doofer. Did we get this buttoned up? And then I can go and get a cup of tea. Right. Now, and I say it like a boss. There we go. Listen to your boss. There's got a wee gap there that I'm not happy about. I know why it's there, but I'm just not happy about it. And what I will do is I will either put some kind of a spacer in the rubber, a rubber spacer in there, or something. I don't know. I'll see. Get on. See, that needs to hammer in a bit more. Actually, that's what's happening here. Need to hammer that in a bit more. Get rid of that grease and that carb, or that, yeah, carb cleaner. Oh, the joys. That's what I'm saying. You do a job and you think it's only going to be a wee 5-minute, and she ends up being a half a dare. So I think that's sort of in as far as I can get up with that. So let's try it with this. Get on a wee tiny bit further. There we go. Right, now let's have a look and see where we're at. There we go. What about that? I'll show you in a wee minute. Like a boss! Snug, 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 snug. That'll do. There we go. Very, very little gap. I can live with that. I can live with that gap, you know. But we've got our tassels. We've got our lovely tassels. Our beautiful tassels with our LEDs. And I'm going to straighten the wheel up. And again, our lovely LEDs with our tassels. Okay. So, fairing, I'm waiting on brackets coming for. Don't know. Do I keep? Do I get rid? I'm not too sure. If it had been just a standard fender, it wouldn't bother me. This, I'm not sure about this. I don't know about this. And the problem is, it's drilled and bolted on underneath. So if you take it off, you've got two holes. So I don't know. Blinkers need to come off, but I need to get into this, and that's not happening today because, as you've seen, doing what I've just did, which isn't a lot of work, consists of the best part of 1 hour, which is a crying shame that it takes an hour. So now it is tidy up time and cup of tea time. It's cup of tea time. Tidy up, put away, ready for another day. As somebody more sensible once said, wasn't me that said it, don't know who said it. I think it was a cartoon character or something, but yeah. Okay, so see you all in the next episode of how not to customize a bike. Only joking. Next time. Ciao.